Taurus. Mercury retrograde is officially over. Let's go ahead and get into your energies that you may be focused on now that Mercury is stationed direct. Okay, divine grace and law of efficiency. Here is what I'm seeing here. So Taurus, I feel like you're interested in getting things going. All right, maybe the retrograde kind of stalled things for you, or slowed things down for you to a degree. Quite possibly trying to get you to figure out different ways that you can maybe do something better, faster, more efficiently. Okay. And so you've gotten that inspiration, and now that Mercury is stationed direct here for you, Taurus, or for everyone, but for you specifically, it feels like you now know the way to make something happen faster, or to make something happen and yield better results. This also suggests here that, Taurus, the divine are just looking down on you with grace right now. Okay. Maybe almost it feels like for some of you, you could be feeling as though you're being taken through, the easy way. And I'm not saying that, stuff is going to be easy for everyone, because it really isn't. But, but it doesn't have to be as difficult as it could be. You know what I'm saying? It could be harder. All right. Third ray of creative intelligence. Wow. Okay, Taurus, I feel like also for some of you, if a part of your stagnation was you just feeling as though you couldn't break out of a particular shell, then understand that you are going to be breaking out of that shell during this time, okay? You're trying to birth something forward into this world, and it feels like maybe the retrograde kind of had you feeling as though anything that you produced just wasn't worth showing, or it wasn't worth keeping, almost where it's like maybe you kind of destroyed things before you actually were able to present things. And this is definitely for my creatives. Okay, it's like you struggled with kind of thinking outside of the box. Your thinking needed to be very abstract, but you were in an environment that trapped it. Okay, I'm going to use a big word, exacerbated it. Ooh, check me out. I hope I said that right. All right, let me go ahead and let's pull some tarot. And thank y'all so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Make sure that you give a like, a share, a comment, a boost, a hype, and all that stuff. Subscribe. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and get some tarot. Let's get one more shuffle. If you're seeing like repeating 3s and 2s, this message could be for you. Okay. Okay, we have the 9 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords. Yes, this definitely speaks to, I feel like, why you maybe have felt stifled either creatively or with whatever it was that you were trying to produce. It feels like you really were up against either people that just didn't understand your vision, which is commonly the case, right? Nobody really getting it like how you get it, okay? Or maybe you were just up against people just directly telling you like, that's not going to work. That's too different. Whole time they were stealing your ideas and being manipulative, probably trying to go use that for themselves because they know that it was different. So you could have been in that type of environment. You could have been in that type of environment. I feel like with this 9 of Pentacles energy, this is suggesting that you would probably be better off doing this alone. Yes, it's good to have collaborators and like co-creators and and stuff like that. But again, we're talking about the law of efficiency here. Like, sometimes the right way is just your way. And I'm not, well, Taurus, I am talking to Taurus. So no, you know what I'm saying. I'm not wrong, right? Like, sometimes the best way to do something is to do it yourself, Taurus. And I see how it was very hard to do that when you were always met with resistance, whether it was somebody or some environment, you know, keeping you in a sunken place, like keeping you boxed in to where you couldn't to where you couldn't you know, really express your creativity here. Okay? We do have the Knight of Cups. We have the Emperor. Ooh. And then we have the Four of Cups. And then the last card here being the Hermit. So I'm going to start here because this definitely kind of really ties into exactly what I was saying. You spending time alone, maybe spending some time in seclusion. It was just 555 on the timer. You spending time, you know, secluded, not being inspired by anybody but you. Okay? And what your goals are. All right? Now, the Emperor, the Knight of Cups, the Four of Cups, I feel like this is you just not accepting any offers from any old body who claims that they want to join and collaborate with you. Again, the Emperor is like, no, you're not going to... The Emperor coming under the Five of Swords, Taurus, feels very like, no, you're not going to run me. I'm going to run you. You know? I don't know why I said that. But yeah, I just feel like with this Five of Swords energy and the Emperor, this is you saying no. Like, I'm not gonna let your words or your disagreeing with what I'm doing allow you to stop me from, you know, making things happen that I need to happen. Like, you're not gonna stifle me. The Knight of Cups energy is so funny. Like, once it's like as soon as you declare your independence, as soon as you say, hey, I can do this on my own, or I can do battle by myself, however you want to look at it. Now here they come with the Knight of Cups energy. Now here they come with, you know, this white horse energy, savior energy. You know, oh, I care about you and I just don't want to see you hurt, and get out of here. I'm sorry, this turned real like negative, but it's more so, it's just, I don't know, I guess I'm just trying to reinforce the fact that, you know, outside people are just going to slow you down, and you already know it. The Four of Cups here under the Seven of Swords, I do think that a part of what allows you to begin to break free of this, or begin to, you know, move past this, because it feels like this was happening in the retrograde, but now that you're moving past this, I feel like you've been able to either completely separate yourself from these people, but at the same time give them something, give them breadcrumbs, something that's not really going to lead to anything, but something that you know that they'll accept, because it'll, you know, that's just your strategy of how you're going to manipulate the people who thought that they were manipulating you. Out of your creativity, out of your hard work, okay? Really sitting there slowing you down because they're riding your coattails and you could have just been already succeeding. But I don't think that's going to be a problem much after this reading, okay? After this message here. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it here, but I do want to thank y'all so much for your time. Thank you for being silly with me. I appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see y'all in the next message. I think I'm going to do Saturn retrograde readings. So, yeah. All right, bye.